Welcome to Life Her Podcast, the podcast that guides you from the 9-to-5 grind to the freedom of your own path. Discover how to conquer life's challenges while pursuing your passions with unwavering faith. Because being an entrepreneur is not easy. So let's get to it.
Hey everyone, I'm Yvette Lloyd, host of Life Her Podcast. I have a pleasure of speaking with Jenece Jones, the founder of Significant Beginnings, a company dedicated to helping professionals and entrepreneurs succeed through the power of words and personalized support. What started as small as a side project in 2019 and now has grown into a thriving business offering resume writing, career coaching, business solution, and even tax preparation services. Jenece is passionate about empowering others to take confident steps toward their new and big opportunities. I can't wait to dive into her journey and her impact and her work of her faith and has guided her along the way. Hey, Jenece, welcome to the show.
Hey, Yvette. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you for being on Life Her Podcast. I love conversations like this. A lot of the conversations I have with all of my guests, I love them, but it's just the fact that everybody is so knowledgeable of so many things, and it just helps so many people. And I just hope this interview reach someone and many clients for you.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you.
So Jenece, tell me, can you start by telling us a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to create Significant Beginnings?
All right. So real simple here. I am a wife. I'm a mother. And I love to travel, to have fun. I love to laugh about everything. It keeps me young. And so what really inspired me to start Significant Beginnings? So originally I'm from Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio. And my husband and I decided to move to Florida in May of 2016. And so getting down there, I had a job and I was driving almost an hour and a half from where I lived to the job I was going to. And I was like, I can't do this. And so I ended up finding something else. And it was like I went from bad to worse. And so I ended up working nights, and I was riding home one day and I just began to speak to the Lord, and I was just like, what can I do? Because I'm tired of working these dead-end jobs. I'm not happy. I really want to be impactful to other people. And so I heard him say to write resumes. And so I said, okay. And then I was like, well, what's up? What am I going to name this business? And he said Significant Beginnings. And I'm like, that's different. And so I was like, but why, Lord? Because I'm like, I looked at like, okay, but why? So he said, because of us moving into a different state, we were we were walking into a new chapter in our lives. So it was significant. And so that's how that started. So, yeah.
That is amazing. You know, what I find amazing, and a lot of people, some notice it and some don't, is when God is really speaking to them and shifting them in different directions. Because sometimes we think everything is just so bad when we're going through a storm or not knowing our path in life. But if we just really tap into God and having our faith there, we start to actually see what he's trying to tell us.
Right. Because it's like he was leaving breadcrumbs, but it was like, I felt like I was going through like the worst thing in my life. You know what I mean? Like when you're unhappy with a job, you're like, oh my God, like, can I please get out of this? But you got a car note, you got rent to pay, you got all these different things to do. And I'm like, as a startup, I was like, well, I know I'm not going to make too much money on the on. And then that's not my approach anyway. But anyhow, I just like the fact that, I went to him first. He said, seek ye first the kingdom of God and all this righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. So I sought him in terms of what I needed to do in that moment.
So you've been helping friends and family already with resumes and cover letters before that.
Yeah.
What was the turning point when you was like, this needs to be a business, to a point when you just like, I need to just go full-fledged with it? Because I know God led you to it and he gave you the signs, but when it was that confirmation, when you actually knew?
Well, I think at the point where I started, more people started to reach out to me like, hey, I heard you do this and that and the third. And then I kind of slowly became like a person who would give advice, and so they was like, hey, I have more confidence when I go into an interview because you coached me through it. And unknowingly I was doing that. I would be praying with, the people that I was assisting and so forth. And I mean, it just, that confirmation. And then when I tried to walk away from it, it was like, it just didn't go away. It was like, you need to do, like Holy Spirit, like, you need to do this. You need to, it was like, and I was just like, okay. And every time I wanted to walk away from it, because I've been in business for going on 6 years. And it's just like, every time I wanted to walk away from it, I couldn't.
Dang. So you recently expanded into tax preparation service for business owners. What led you to that addition, and how has it benefited your clients?
That's a good question. So I did that because I wanted my diploma fail. I wanted to be more accessible to more business owners, right? Then you want to look at this economy. Then you want to look at what's going on with the job market. And I was like, I started to see more of people transitioning more into business and self-employment and entrepreneurship more so. And so I said, well, I think if I can give them all of what they need to be successful in a business, why not add this function into a significant beginning? So I actually, someone I actually wrote a resume for. I have to tell this story. So this person, I did her resume. I met her on a group chat or something, or group, something like that. And so somebody recommended her to me. And so I did her resume, and then she did a revamp, and I think she did a career transition. So she had came back to me 3 times, and I'm like, Lord, what's going on? And I was like, I felt it. I felt that we were going to do more things together. So with that said, she said, hey, I got a tax company, if you want to, do that. And I had to make a payment, of course. I got trained up, and I said, yeah, I mean, I think this would be a great idea to add to significant beginnings. Why not? So it has done some phenomenal things in the business. It's reaching different, all kinds of people, and I was just obedient. I'm just gonna say that. Like, I said, let's do this, and start getting into training, and just kind of went from there. It's been a blessing.
That is a blessing. What I find is like so inspiring. I don't know if you notice it or not. It's just the drive and the passion that you have. Some people go into something and it really doesn't align into what they're doing, but it's like you're finding your path. You coming together with your alignment, and everything is relatable into what you are already doing. And sometimes it's even hard for some people to get to that point, or even take that first jump to even just keep going and be inspired by just doing things and taking that opportunity to even know what direction you're going in. What is some like inspiring words that you could give to people that's still in their stuck moment or didn't take that jump into what they're doing?
So I am a person who is just what comes up comes out. I try to have a little tact, but whatever I feel that they need to hear in that moment, that's what comes up. And it's all done in love, of course. But I think what's important when I'm speaking to someone and giving them encouraging words is just, you can do this. There's nothing to be afraid of. I have this. I mean, at some point it was me. So I think once I started stepping out into the unknown and doing things that I was scared to do and seeing the result of it, I'm like, okay, now I can encourage someone else and say, hey, I mean, it's nothing. Go do it. Who cares what they think? Who cares what they say? Just go do it. And whatever that word is, that's what I give them, whatever it is. So,
That's understandable.
yeah.
So what is the most rewarding part of helping professionals and entrepreneurs through your work?
Seeing them succeed, it's a beautiful thing. Saying, thank you for praying for me. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful to see. I'll get that email or something. I'll get a text message. Hey, I got the job. Hey, this happened. And I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. Keep me posted. I still have relationships with previous clients. Hey, just checking on you. Now, I've been busy where I can't do that all the time, but I just love to see people win. And I'm always like, oh, if I see something, like even if they're starting out their business or whatever, let me repost it. Let me show other people what you're doing as well. So that's the rewarding part for me, is seeing people win.
That's beautiful. That is nice. So writing a resume or crafting a LinkedIn profile is more than just words on the page.
Yeah.
It's about storytelling. How do you help your clients tell their unique stories?
Ooh, that is a good question. So my consultations, all of my consultations are free. And so what I do is like, when I get a client, I always speak to them. I kind of ask probing questions and kind of learn their character and see. I look, of course, at their resume or, the cover letter, and I'm looking for what is missing. How can I get you to shine? And then as I'm asking those questions, and they start telling me all kinds of stuff, and I'm like, well, why didn't you put that on your resume? Okay. And based off of our conversation, I take their behaviors and their different personality, and then I just portray that into the resume, into that LinkedIn optimization, whatever document I'm doing, along with the other elements, so that I can produce, and it's not on me, okay, but to produce something that is going to get them to shine. So that's how I do it. I also pray over it as well. And I ask the Lord to help me to write something that is going to get them, of course, maybe noticed, or open up a door that is for them.
Yeah. So many people struggle with confidence when it comes to job applications and career transitions. How does your business support clients in feeling empowered and prepared?
So recently I've basically done like videos and stuff, so where I'm acting silly or just showing a side that people don't really see, So that kind of helps them with their confidence and saying, okay, well, you could do this, if you're nervous of doing this, and or, when I'm doing coaching, try to really pinpoint, what are you struggling with? Why do you have a lack of confidence? Because, okay, let's uproot that first, and then let's go into, where you need to go into your interview. That way, there's no issues, you're feeling confident, and we'll go. Practice makes perfect anyway. So, actually, it's a client that I helped coach, interview coaching some years back. Actually, reached out to me recently, and I sat with her and we went over questions verbatim. Like, we just kept going. I was like, okay, this is how you should answer it. And so once I coached her up, she went into that interview and killed it. So,
Wow.
so I don't know. I just having the patience too. Some people are just so nervous. You just have to uproot it and show them that they can do it.
Yes, for real. So what's the biggest mistake you see professionals make in their resumes or in their job applications?
The most I see is typos,
Okay.
speaking in the first person, and not aligning it with the job description.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Those are the three biggest things. Yeah.
Man. And it's so crazy because from me being like self-employed so much and me having a daycare center, I was really shocked on how many, like, the younger generation, they don't really prep for resumes and cover letters and stuff like that.
No.
They don't, like, when they just go fill out an application and just have the application there. They don't come professional. They just be like, whatever, I just need this job. And are y'all happy?
And I see that, like, I've been trying to get into those arenas too. Like, I've reached out to high schools before and say, hey, can I come in and maybe talk with the kids and say, hey, because we had that available when I was in high school. They prepped you for a resume. They prepped you, come in for career day where you're dressed up and you're looking professional. Even when I was in, what was it, medical assistant, which didn't go anywhere. But anyway, they had us come in and dress up, if we were to interview with the doctor or so forth. So I think that's really important in the schools today, but they've kind of strayed away from it. And it's just so, I don't know a word to put there, but it's just, I don't get why they don't.
I don't need that. It's bad. It's like they have no type of professionalism. Even hiring them, like, they will pay attention to the wrong things, like as far as what somebody is doing on their job or how much somebody else make and why they not making it and why they not getting this. It's like the entitlement they have when they work is just insane. And the lateness. The lateness. They be late to work, oversleeping.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. They work ethics is like, it's terrible right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's funny you say that, because it's like my kids are like my oldest, he's like a go-getter working. Not to say that my other son isn't, but I'm just saying that he has, my oldest is, he's had jobs and he's more into self-employment now. And so it's just it's the generation, you see a difference. And I'm like, but I get what my youngest is doing because he wants to go straight into entrepreneurship. And I'm like, well, I can't disagree with that because of what's going on in our world today.
So, yeah. But it's it's also too, it's like, how can I explain it? They don't want to work for nothing. It's like I want to do this. Voila, here you go. Like it's a genie everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like whatever wish they have, it's everybody's command to actually just give it to them. And the way they don't want to work for nothing, it's insane.
Yeah.
And I just wish it was more people like you that put it out there even more, or even just having more educative ways and videos and different things like that for them to actually see how it's supposed to be, because what you're doing, it is like so important, and it's very important.
Yeah. I get that all the time, and it's I try to figure out a different way that I can reach the masses, and slowly but surely it's happening. With these different social media platforms and being able to do the videos and make it quick and snappy, but hey, I'm going to save this for later because this might be helpful for me, just really trying to figure out. I started learning like what's the demand, what people really need. I need the answer to this question. Well, how do I do this? Or how do I interview? How do I put my skills on my resume? How do I put my accolades on my resume? That type of thing. And being able to explain it in a fun and inventive way. Um, People seem to be receptive to it. So
Hmm. It'll get better.
it will.
It's time. So speaking of getting better, where do you see significant beginnings in the next 5 years, and any new services or goals in the works?
Wow, I do see significant beginnings being a household name, actually. And I really feel like it, you know, I know that the services that I continue to add are helping, but I what I'll say this. I do a lot, of praying. So whatever I'm led to do to help the people of God, then that's what, I will do and add the service. I mean, I have book editing as well for people who want to write books.
That's
Uh,
nice.
yeah, so I can't think of any new services at the moment, but literally my ideas, they come during prayer, my secret time, and then that's when they get added, and that's when I'm like, okay, and I start trying to promote it even more, So yeah, but I do see significant beginnings being huge worldwide.
That's amazing. So have you ever faced any challenges where your faith helped guide you through the tough business decisions?
Yeah. Uh yeah, it's I've it's been like a up and down roller coaster. At least the first 3 years, I would say that, and I believe that facing those challenges head on and not allowing it to push you back or quit. When you're always like in the face of adversity, you have a lot of things that I've had a lot of challenges over the years that I faced, and at some point it was like not even knowing my worth, um, and being afraid to show who I really was. That has been a challenge for me, or just being able to step out of my comfort zone, and it's just so many different things. But I believe that me staying at the feet of the Father has truly helped me finally walk into the path that I've been praying for the last 3-4 years, and I'm finally like, okay, I think I got it, Lord. So I'm finally in that place now, and I mean, it's always a revolving thing, and it's humbling at the same time.
Mm. And I bet it's very humbling.
Yeah, it is.
That is too funny. So, what advice would you give someone who has a gift or passion but is hesitant to turn it into a business?
Oh man, listen. That's what one of my services is the business coaching. So that's what we help you develop. Like if you got a business idea, okay, let's help you develop it. Let's help you with, like, there's a course that I have, and I actually sit with that person individually, and we walk through all of the different dynamics that you're going to face, because walking example here. So, yeah, that is one of the things that I have incorporated into the business, and be able to help people to walk into it. And I just say, do it. No idea is stupid, or you can't develop it into something that's great. So I say, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Absolutely do it.
Wow, that is amazing. So, if someone is listening today and is feeling stuck in their career or business, what is one piece of encouragement you would like to share with them?
I would definitely say, definitely trust God, walk in your purpose. Don't be afraid. Those are the three main things that has truly gotten me to where I've been. And without having that prayer life and that relationship, it's everything else is pointless. Um, and then just walking into your purpose. I mean, it's not something that you're going to find out right away, but when you do things and you step out into the unknown, it's a beautiful thing to see how things develop into what you've either prayed for or what you have been believing over the years that you can do. So I think that's the word of encouragement for me to say to somebody else. Trust the process. Yeah.
Got to. You got to. So, I got some fun questions for you.
Okay. Uh-oh.
So, if you had to describe significant beginnings in 3 words, what would they be?
Oh yeah. People, passion, significant.
Okay, girl. What's the funniest and or most unique request you've ever received from a client?
Okay. Nothing so far.
Okay.
Nothing so far. It's been, praise God, nothing so far.
So, if your business had a theme song, what would it be?
Wow. There's so many songs playing in my head right now. Well, for some reason, the first thing that popped in my head was Eye of the Tiger. I don't know why. That was the first thing that popped in my head.
Well, you better roar then. So, if you could have lunch with any successful entrepreneur, dead or alive, who would it be and what would you ask them?
Mm, that's a toughie. Oh wow. Well, I'll say this. Um, I've watched you go through a lot of challenges over the course of the years. I've been following you for a while. And how you've overcome a lot of those challenges where it could have broke you. Yep. And I always admired your journey and your walk, because I know it haven't been easy, and I think that's why I've stayed connected to you for that reason. And so, if I could ask you a question, it would be, how do you keep going in the moments of hardships in life? Because life be lifing. How did you get through and walk into where you are now?
And I think I can answer that right now. Well, one of the things, the only thing has been God, honestly. Some days I understand that it's God that got me through it, but I still really don't understand at the same time, because what I did go through, I don't think some people would have been able to get through it and keep going and everything. And I can say it's amazing to me for you to say that to me, because I don't hear it from many people or just at all. Sometimes I think what I'm doing goes unnoticed. So when I do hear it, it's a relief for me to actually hear it. And I can also say, from hearing things like what you just said, also helps me keep going as well. And it's always right on time when people randomly reach out and say something, because sometimes I have the listeners, I have the following, I have all of this, but the engagement sometimes don't match. And sometimes people just don't engage. That's just what they don't do. However, what I've learned is those things don't matter, because it's people that's really in the background, that's really feeling inspired and cheering. And some people are afraid to engage. That's just not their thing, too. So it just keeps me going a lot from when it comes to things like that. So I just make sure I do that.
And that's exactly how you explained it, is what I see.
Oh, thanks.
Literally. That's what I see. And I mean, and I'm only saying that because I saw all of that prior to where you're at. And like you said, you I might not have engaged all the time, but I'm like, okay, let me go pray. Let me go do this for her, because you will put some, I was like, okay, I get that. I feel that. Sometimes I it or whatever, but that was just perfect. So.
Thank you. So one last question. What's the motivational quote or Bible verse that always keeps you going?
Isaiah 40:31.
Okay.
So we're
So
gonna make them look that up too.
yes, ma'am. So how can people contact you and utilize your services and connect with you?
All right. So I'm gonna try to run this down real quick. So I have business pages as well as personal pages. So I am on Instagram under Jenece J. I also have at Significant Beginnings on Instagram. On Facebook, I am under just my name, Jenece Jones, and my business page is also Significant Beginnings. I am on TikTok only as Significant Beginnings. And I actually have a podcast too, and I'm on YouTube. And that podcast is currently on pause, but we still have it. Amen. It's called Beyond the Resume, Finding the Person Behind the Paper. It's kind of long, but where else? My email is info@signifbeginnings.com. startedbeginnings.net. And I can be reached by telephone or text, and that's 772-224-7017. So it's all kind of different ways that you can reach out to me.
Yes, it is. So like, you have no excuse.
Right.
Man, well, thank you so much for being on Life Her Podcast. I really appreciate you.
Yes. Thank you for having me. It was an honor.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Life Her Podcast. Please subscribe on YouTube and also listen to us on all social media platforms.
Welcome to Life Her Podcast, the podcast that guides you from the 9-to-5 grind to the freedom of your own path. Discover how to conquer life's challenges while pursuing your passions with unwavering faith. Because being an entrepreneur is not easy. So let's get to it.